Alright, it's time for a Skarner game. Diamond Skarner. Woo, this is before his rework. Which one? Diamond. And before you get all, oh my god, you have another Smurf. No, this is actually just Northdale, renamed to Rey Chorizo, which means King Sausage. Anyways, attack damage red, armor yellow, magic resistance blues, attack damage quints, and my masterings, I believe, were 0-21-9. So I picked Skarner mostly because through peer pressure. Though honestly, he's really strong against characters like Skarner and slow mobility champions or all-in champions. Yo, you're gonna go all in. I'm gonna just sit on your face. So the enemy has a jungle Riven. I see her try to gank mid at level 2, and I try to fight her at her own jungle before she takes blue. In comes the enemy team. I run away from them, and I try to see if I can kill Riven before I get massacred. My teammates show up properly and save my life. So at least we scatter them, and I'll be able to get my red without any problem. Unfortunately, the enemy team got themselves some couple kills down bottom, so now I need to find a way to help the bottom lane. Though it is not easy, considering the fact that Skarner is not exactly the best pre-level 6 ganker out there. I'm building myself a Spirit of the Ancient Golem. So, alright, so they try to gank Ziggs. He screws up his bomb and sends himself back to the enemy. The enemy Cho'Gath burns a flash to secure the kill on Ziggs, but that allows me to get a kill on him in return, which ends up boosting my experience, which is a bad thing for them to be doing. So now I got an entire 2 waves of minions, or 1 wave and a little bit more, and I get it's all to myself. Cho'Gath returns to the mid lane, and he pushes a little too far ahead, so I'm able to attack him from behind and pretty much tear him to pieces. Riven shows up, and I make sure to get out of turret range before I turn around and dice her. I got a kill there. Cho'Gath gets way too close again, probably due to the fact that Karma was showing up, and I get another kill. So now I'm level 6. I'm a fucking beast now. I'm not leveling E, by the way. I go top lane, I force Jace's flash to be burnt, and now I know his flash is down. So that means I can essentially just go back up there and make sure he dies. He's got no mana. Shen doesn't have mana either, and he doesn't have Ignite, so it's all up to me to make sure he gets killed. Jace goes all in on the Shen thinking he's about to die. So once he gets in tower range, I ult him and drag him in there and let him take a couple more turret shots. And that gets him killed. I didn't have enough mana to chase him forever, so that was a smart play to do. Alright, now I'm fed. I have a Spirit of the Ancient Golem, and I bought myself Boots of Mobility in order to gank the living hell out of people. Once again, I'm not leveling E. It is essentially useless aside from Season 3 Spirit of the Ancient... the Spirit of the Red Lizard thingy. If you wanted to, proc your ass laser on the high true damage. But once Spirit of the Lizard Elder was nerfed, though it didn't become good. Anyways, we catch the Sivir, and we catch ourselves a Karma, giving me 2 more kills. I am ridiculously fed right now. I also have my ultimate, so it means I can pretty much gank anybody. Lux catches the Cho'Gath. I drag him back in there. We pin him down, and the Ziggs bomb comes in, and we just make sure to finish him off. That's another kill. So I'm 7 kills into the game. I'm all the kills of my team. That's not exactly a good thing. If you're not spreading out the kills amongst your teammates, then you're not gonna get the best value for your gold. Skarner is really strong when fed, sure, but it would have been better for my Lucian to be picking up a few of the kills. Luckily, things will change later. Once again, Lux and Ziggs catch the Cho'Gath, and he's almost dying, but he flashes to the wall. In comes Riven, all with her ultimate and all high-tailing ass and everything. I come in, scare her off. But Sivir and Karma join mid. They are intent on pushing down mid as they already pushed down bottom. Lucian is free farming bottom while Lux is helping us mid. Lux, by the way, and Lucian were fighting. I grab Riven because she just got a little too close, and there was pretty much 0 way of her teammates being able to help her. Like, Karma could have done her slow and her little rope tether thingy. But that shit won't stop me. I got Riven with my ultimate. She was gonna die. So far, they have no real answer to my ultimate. We go after Karma, she flashes, and Riven just destroys the Lux. Of course, Jace finishes him off when he comes in. Shen teleports on me, but I know I'm going to die if I stick around, and I do die. Both Ziggs and I are both taken out, wiped out. So that's bad. They kind of went, they are actually in a better spot than we are because all the kills are on me. It would be better if the kills were on my teammates. Their kills are spread out. Yes, I could share some kills or whatever, but I tend to take some of the kills pretty much because I need to spam in order to keep them pinned down. So, yeah. Plus, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I wanted to get into my promotion matches, and this is the game that got me there. So, anyways, we catch ourselves a Riv, and she's taking out my the pink wards. And the second she comes into the bush, I plan on grabbing her. So, boom! As soon as she dashes, I grab her with my ultimate, and she gets CC locked and annihilated. We go chase after the few that are alive, but instead we go, take Dragon instead. As I said, Skarner is perhaps one of the strongest or highest damage dealing junglers in the game. Of course, he's got other weaknesses, mostly just being pure melee. We catch Karma, and as soon as she's dead, I flash on top of the Sivir, knowing I can apply both red buff and my crippling Q slow. So I catch her, and there's no way she can escape. She's pinned down, and she dies. So she's dead. So, as I was saying, Skarner is weak because he's melee, and they kind of nerfed how his ultimate functions. You can actually escape it now with good flashes and blinks. And they also nerfed indirectly his item build. They removed Shirelio's Revelry from jungler, which was a very important thing on him. Like that was an indirect nerf, smaller than the ult nerf, but still another one. So, and his mana problem still exists. I mean, yeah, his spells cost a little bit, sure, but it doesn't matter. The amount of mana he uses early game is daunting compared to everybody else. He needs it in order to clear. So, and still, he's very strong if he gets fed and he gets a few kills. He is one of the game's strongest snowballing champions, or junglers, I mean. His damage, essentially his assassination with his ultimate. I always say assassination because he grabs somebody and they're pretty much fucked unless somebody helps them or they have some way of escaping it. His damage, when it comes to jungle dueling, as long as he's got the mana for it, is arguably the highest. He's arguably the most dangerous jungler to come up face to face in a duel. He's not the most maneuverable and he's not the most sustained. But the amount of damage he can do and the amount of control he can exert on his target makes people feel that he is probably the strongest jungle duelist in the game. Of course, it is comparable to that of Udyr, who has slightly better mobility and only slightly less. He has only slightly weaker damage than Skarner. By the way, here I make a poor decision and my team gets almost wiped out. Anyways. When it comes to jungle duelist, it's arguable. There's a lot of things you wanna give credit for every champion. Like Lee Sin has good damage, moderate tankiness, and a lot of maneuverability. Udyr has a lot of tankiness, really good damage, and some maneuverability, but he's weakened by the fact that he has to that his stances dictate how well one or the other is. Like if you use pure tiger, you're a little bit more soft and whatever. It's almost a moot point, so don't think too much into it or me saying whatever bad. But he is restricted by mana in his dueling or whatever. Elise has got her fucking range and percentage dealing damage and all her little tricks and stuns and spiderlings dealing a lot. And plus her sustain. Skarner's just got his extremely high amounts of damage that is both magic and physical, so it's just ridiculous. Along with being naturally tanky, that is. And what's his face? Darius has probably the highest in a straight up slugfest, mostly because his passive is going to be stacked up to 5 real quickly, and then he'll just gut you down with his abilities. Of course, his maneuverability is probably one of the worst. So, and then Trundle, he's got really high damage, really high tankiness, and really high maneuverability, and he can just outright deny the enemy's maneuverability. So. You can vote for whatever jungle duelist you want, but as far as I'm concerned, the best jungle duelist is Trundle if you know how to play to his tricks. Though not often you'll be able to do so because people will actually come in and slap you in the dick. in a one-on-one, a prolonged fight with Trundle, or any just one-on-one fight, he'll beat your ass. But the second somebody else joins the fight, you're not really gonna get to pull off all those tricks. Though, though probably Udyr is a very close second. Udyr and Skarner are like tied. They both bring something good to the table. Anyways, I'm not really talking much of the game. I'm just explaining which one with that stuff about the jungle duelists, which I don't think many of you mind, because every single time I bring up, he's really great at jungle dueling, everybody seems to think like, Stoma, I thought you said Skarner was the best jungle duelist. I know. I didn't say he was, I didn't say X-Champion was the best. I said he's a good duelist. So I don't know what you're smoking. I forgot which game it was where I mentioned somebody was a good jungle duelist, but he loses to champions like Skarner. Somebody actually said, Stoma, what does he lose to Skarner? I just said so in the game. By the way, here's a terrible initiation. I used my ultimate onto her spell shield, and because my animation did not change, like I still just was walking backwards, I think my team thought that the ultimate went through, and I certainly did. So it pretty much led us to a catastrophic fight, and we pretty much got wiped out, except Shen, who got interrupted from his ultimate and got to survive. Lux is not going to be able to escape. He's going to die. Oh, well, Lux escaped. He escaped the popo. Anyways, Skarner, you can see what my build entails here. I have Frozen Fist to pretty much amplify how ridiculous my slow is, and I have the Aegis the Legion of AC for my team, now with its Locket, and a Giant's Belt for more health. I want to become almost unkillable. Sivir and Cho'Gath try to jump me, but that just means that Sivir gets caught by Lucian and annihilated. He's currently fucking overpowered. Now it's a little dick fest here, which is, fighting each other, poking at each other. I'm taking some poke shots. Lux manages to snare the Cho'Gath, and since he's AP Cho'Gath, I grab him, and he's going to die. He's AP Cho'Gath, meaning he has absolutely no survivability. And hear me wanting to murder the shit out of them, flash on top of Jace and apply my slow. Then no matter how much Karma tries to run, I'm behind her. I'm slowing her with my Q, and I'm slowing her with a Frozen Fisty item thing. Like, she finally gets taken down, and it took enough time for the Sivir to respawn. And I mean, the whole process took enough time that it allowed the Sivir to respawn, and she actually walked into the fight. Anyways, once again, I pick up Blue. I haven't shared it with the Ziggs. He hasn't bothered to make a move for it or say anything, so it's just like, oh, okay, I'll take it myself. Luckily, my ultimate is back up again. I'm building a Randu and Zoman to give myself an even bigger slow and more crowd control. We catch ourselves a Riven here, and he's going to try to escape, but, she decides, you know what, I'm going to die. Maybe I can take out the Ziggs. She goes all out on Ziggs, who burns his flash, though luckily Riven burned her flash too. And I ult her just because I want to fucking chase her. Bottom lane, Lucian kills the Jace, and they give chase on the other three guys. They scatter them. Too long didn't read. Fucking Lucian's a beast right now, and he can fucking one-on-one anybody and probably kill multiple people. Anyways, we take the inhibitor. We take the inhibitor. We take a tower, and then we scatter. Riven goes right in, but as soon as he tries to jump out, I ult her, grab her, and if you didn't notice that, Karma tried using Mikhail's Crucible on her, and it didn't work. It doesn't help suppression, so the enemy team is fucked when it comes to this. Jace gets snared by Lux and gets blown the fuck up. Then we catch ourselves a Sivir, she tries to run, I stay on top of her, slowing everything, forcing another flash. Then we catch ourselves a Cho'Gath. He's going to get away too, but we forced a couple of summer spells right there for free. My ultimate is almost up, so I want to grab somebody else to make sure they die. My ultimate is soon up. Sivir gets caught, gets killed. We pushed another inhibitor. Right now, it's essentially carnage. I got so fucking fed, and now I'm able just to annihilate anyone in any fight, and my ultimate is such pretty much bullshit to the enemy team. They have no answers to it, and they didn't build any answers to it. So right now, even though we lost ourselves the Baron, we are fed, we are farmed, we are deadly as hell. My farm isn't impressive. In fact, it's pretty crappy for the amount of time it's been in the game. Though the amount of kills I have more than make up for it, in my opinion. We catch yourselves a Karma, she easily gets insta-gibbed. We push down mid pretty much to end the game. As you can see, the time is almost up. Anyway, the first, like, I try to get Riven, she jumps out of the way, so my ultimate doesn't, go on cooldown. And I catch Sivir. I think she thought my ultimate was on cooldown because it kind of fizzled in the Riven. Riven gets caught by the Lux Snare, but not enough to kill her. And then everybody jumps me and makes sure I die. So I finally die. Well, I finally die again after like another long streak. But with that, the enemy Nexus is taken down. And thank God, this is Skarner's first non-low elo ranked game. I went from low, like, silver games with Skarner up to diamond ones. So hooray for Skarner. He won the game. Fuck yeah. Woo.